In this demo, we'll be going over UV sets. So I'm going to be covering very basic materials. We'll be showing you how to assign UV sets to those materials and how to lay out our UV sets to best optimize our space. So I've got a scene open up here. You can see I've got a drill, I've got a table, I've got the room, I've got a wood block here, drill bits, and we've already gone ahead and we've arranged them into groups of shells that are going to fit within our 0 to 1 space. Now when we're laying things out, we want everything within this 0 to 1 space here. Okay, not using these additional spaces. These additional spaces are good for when you're actually doing your UVing. You can work a little bit larger, see your grid pattern a little bit better. But for purposes of laying things out, we always want everything within this 0 to 1 space. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got our wood block, pretty well laid out there. We've got our drill group right there. We've got the front of the drill, the chuck, set up there. We have our bits. We have the walls. And then we have our table group. Okay, so we've got a couple of different groups here. And how are we going to arrange things? Because if we select everything, you can see everything is piled up on top of each other. It's a big jumbled mess. So in order for us to keep some order to this, and especially for when we're going to export this to another package like Substance Painter or some other texturing package, we're going to actually set up different materials for these different sets. So let me bring in my Hypershade. And I'm just going to go ahead and start creating materials. Okay, now just to begin with, you guys haven't had a lot of experience with materials yet. So we're going to stick to Lambert, Phong, and Blinn. Okay, so Lambert is going to be basically your matte material with no specular properties. And then if you do have specular properties, basically highlights, you can go with either Phong or Blinn. Okay, either will work fine for purposes of this class. So let's go ahead and just start creating our objects or our materials. I'm going to go ahead and create a Blinn. Okay, and we will call this our drill material. All right. Okay, so we got a drill material. Our wood block, let's say it's not going to have any specular properties, so we'll go ahead and make that a Lambert. Okay, the chuck, that's going to have specular properties, so let's go ahead and make that another Blinn. And so on. Okay, this is how we're going to go ahead and arrange all of our materials. Now, we're going to do, once we have those set up, I'm going to take my wood block. You can see it's got all those objects selected there. And then we're just going to assign it to this material. So you can see assign material to selection. That should create or assign that material to all of those objects. And actually, it's just the one geometric object here. So let's just double check that. I'm going to select off of that. And I'm just going to go to wood block and I'm going to right click here and select objects with material. So you can see that has been assigned there. And if I bring up my UV editor, you can see now that material is assigned to that UV set. Okay. Same thing here. We'll go ahead and let's select our chuck material. And we're going to select our chuck group and assign material to selection, drill group, drill material, assign material to selection. So as we go through these, bring my UVs up again, and we'll just double check these. So the chuck, select objects with material, yes. Drill, select object with material. So these are all assigned to their own UV spaces. So now when I want to check your UV sets, I can just go into my Hypershade and go through the different materials. All right. So let me just quickly finish this up. The bit group, I'm going to say that's got specular properties. So let's make that a Blinn. Material. And you always want to make sure you name these appropriately. Okay, so bit material, let's select the bit group, assign material to selection, wall and table still to go, and hopefully that'll take care of everything. So let's make our wall Lambert. And we'll select that. And where's material? Right there. Assign material to selection. And then table, we'll say that maybe it's got some specular properties, so we'll go ahead and make that a blend as well. Table material. And we'll assign our table. Oops, let's do that. And then table, assign material. Okay, so I think that should be everything. Let's see if we've got anything still assigned to our default Lambert. Oops, I think I just assigned that to that. Let's try that again. So table, assign material to selection, deselect, select our Lambert, select objects, and we don't have anything selected, so we're all set. We've got all of our materials, and these are ready to bring into, say, Substance Painter. So this is a good way how you can actually keep everything in order in Maya. And actually, we don't have a need for this Lambert 9, so let's just go ahead and delete it. Boom. Okay. So we're all set. Hopefully that will help you keep everything in order.